last video, I mentioned that there's two types of shamanism. Everything that's authentic and everything that isn't. I just want to expand a little bit more on that and be really clear on what I mean when I say that. Again, authentic shamanism doesn't have to be a continuation or an extension of an existing tradition that has been practiced for thousands of years. The tradition that I'm part of is a very young tradition, having birthed itself here in Australia about 35 years ago. Now, many people will say that's not real shamanism, it's not a real tradition. It doesn't have the history and the background to make it real and authentic. I guess I'd say to that every tradition, even those that are thousands of years old, once were 35 years old. And they grew out of that time, those origins, to become what they are today. Shamanic traditions, whether ancient or very young, have a mythology that forms the foundation of their wisdom. They use symbols to communicate the stories and the messages and the teachings of their tradition. There is a consistency, a structure that maintains the integrity of the tradition and all that it holds sacred. But as I said previously, this also moves and evolves organically as the souls of people and the outer world in which we live changes and adapts to what the times bring. Just because someone plays a drum in ceremony doesn't make them a shaman. Just because they wear feathers or paint their face or wear traditional clothing doesn't make them a shaman. It doesn't make the ceremony shamanic. Just because I can change a light bulb doesn't mean I'm an electrician. My own interest is in finding a way to bring the ancient power and wisdom that shamanic traditions held and still hold around the world, and see if it's possible to transform that into something that is meaningful and useful and usable by people like you and I, living in modern cities with modern lifestyles where the connection with nature has largely been lost, and many of the things that form the foundation of an authentic shamanic journey are no longer readily available. Question is it even possible to do that? Is it possible to bring shamanic practice into the 21st century and find practices that can help us, that everybody can do, that can fit into our modern lifestyles, our working 9 to 5, our living in the city, our disconnect with nature. And I believe that we can. But there's a lot of things that we need to let go of. A lot of old ideas, a lot of ignorance, a lot of arrogance and self-righteousness. And we need to be willing to open ourselves to new ways of thinking